So, good morning, and for the last class, we have finished another short story, The Resplendent and Quetzal. I hope you have understood the story well because I have I have some uncertainties regarding whether you have understood it or not because we don't have the original text in our hand. But I hope you have understood. If you really have any doubts, ask me, okay? And for today, I'm trying to finish unit 1 and 2 first for you, okay? So I'll finish a poem tomorrow. No, I'm going to finish a poem and the short story. Then we'll move on to the fiction you have, okay? With the Skin of a Lion, I hope so, okay? By Michael Ondach. We'll move on to that later. And for today, I'm going to give you an intro about A.J.M. Smith, a poet. His poem is prescribed in your syllabus, The King Who Lived in the Parables. I think I have said the name right. Anyway, I have given you a very brief introduction about A.J.M. Smith. Whatever you have to know about him, I'll tell. And for tomorrow's class, we'll move on to the poem. Now, I'm not willing to finish everything. It's a very small poem. I can finish it by today too, but still, I'm not willing to do so. Okay, so I didn't do that. So I hope you please. So no, we can finish the class in 15 or 20 minutes. I hope so. So please listen to it carefully and also fill the attendance form at the end. Okay, I'll send it to you by 10:40. Okay, now without any delay, let's get into the person's background. Okay, A.J.M. Smith. You can see his picture here, one of the famous Canadian poet. Okay. A.J.M. Smith in full. His full name is Arthur James Marshall Smith. He was born on November 8th, 1902, and he died on November 21, 1980. Okay, he's a Canadian poet, anthologist. Okay, so who is an anthologist? Anthologist is a person who compiles all the works of different people. If you go to the library, you can see anthology of certain Indian writing in essays, okay, Indian essays. You will find so many anthologies. That means compiling so many different essays or something, poems from different people, and to publish it into a single book. Okay. So he's a Canadian poet, anthologist, and a critic, and he was a leader in the revival of Canadian poetry of the 1920s. So during the 1920s, the Canadian poetry has undergone a lot of change, okay, and he can be considered as the leader for that revival because he made his poets, the contemporary poets of that time, to look at poem in a modernized way, apart from the conventional way. He wants the poets to look into it in a modern way. Modernism kondu vandadu appoda. Okay, he can be considered as a leader. So as an undergraduate at McGill University in Montreal, Smith, he founded and edited a review named McGill Fortnightly Review, which was published during the years 1925 to 27. It is the first literary magazine in Canada dedicating to freeing Canadian literature form from artificial forms and narrow professionalism. Okay, so he is the one who this is the first magazine which focused on modern writings. That means usually I told you every poems. If you take our Tamil poems too, we have certain in Sanga Tamil. If you take Tirukural, and if you take other famous poems of that time. Now, if you see the poems, they will have certain rules and regulations. Like if you take Tirukural, it is called as a Venpa. Okay, so rendu stanza da irukanum. So everything 4 words da irukanum. Rendu 3 words la mudikanum. And madri they have certain rules. They have to follow that rules. And if you see that if you keep on following these rules, the ideas you express may not be like. Sometimes the ideas you express will not reach the audience well. Okay, so similarly in England too, English literature evolved from England, right? So England too, people followed a lot of traditional rules and regulations, like iambic pentameter, or it should be in this form, the word should be like that, a poem should be in this way, it should have some beautiful words only, it should be like when you read the poem it should be like musical. So they have so many certain rules, okay, but it is A.J.M. Smith felt all these things are artificial, and it also narrows the concept, okay, but you will not be able to express your ideas in a broader way. So you can say that he dedicated this McGill Fortnightly Review in order to free the Canadian literature from all these artificial forms, okay. It is okay to break some rules. That is what he tried to say in this review, okay. And he also encouraged other young writers, Canadian writers, to become cosmopolitan, okay. But cosmopolitan, what is the meaning for just take a dictionary and go through it. Cosmopolitan means like to become aware of the whole world, okay. That is cosmopolitan, to become become familiar with the world, to go to live in other places, like கிணத்துக்குள்ள தவளை மாதிரி இருக்காம you just go out, look at the broader world, okay. So he also made the young Canadian writers to become cosmopolitan in their outlook. Don't just focus on Canada, or just focus on what you have learned as a child, okay. Well, for example, as a child we have if you take Canada, at first the people are influenced by American writers and England writers, okay. So their styles will also shaped based on their knowledge about American writings, okay. So American and England writings. So he is kind of, don't just focus on that, good look through the world. There are so many things in the world, don't just focus on England and America, okay. UK and USA, focus on all the other things and set your literary stance higher. And to study the poetry of T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound, both of them are like different poets, okay. So and he encouraged young Canadian writers to become more cosmopolitan, to become more modernized, okay. He was a prominent member of a group of Montreal poets, okay. This group included Leon Edel, other poems, Leon Edel, Leo Kennedy, A.M. Klein, and F.O. Scott. And these people, they distinguished themselves by their modernism in a culture still rigidly rooted in Victorianism, okay. So in Canada, most of the people followed the culture of England, Victorian England. So they kind of changed the outlook of the people into modernism, okay. So modernism is like breaking all the shackles and rules, okay. And these groups of people are called as Montreal poets, and A.J.M. Smith is a prominent member of that group, okay. And Smith has won 1943, and he won the Governor General's Award for English Language Poetry or Drama. Governor General's Award is one of the highest award given to a person in Canada, okay. And this award was given to him for his own first collection of poetry, News of a Phoenix and Other Poems. And in 1966, the Royal Society of Canada awarded him the Lon Pierce Medal, and Smith retired from literary world in 1972. Sorry, not literary world, from his teaching, he was a professor, okay. So during his retirement in 1972, Michigan State University established an award based on his name, okay, on his name, like A.J.M. Smith Award, okay. The Michigan State University has given that has decided to give a noteworthy Canadian poet an award on the name of A.J.M. Smith, okay, in order to honor A.J.M. Smith. And A.J.M. Smith's poem The Lonely Land was set to music by Violet Archer in 1972. These are some of his awards and some of his honors, okay. So the series of anthologies beginning with the Book of Canadian Poetry. So with that book, okay, Smith approached Canadian literature in a more Canadian literature in a scholarly manner and which set the tone for modern Canadian criticism. Okay, so in this book, the Book of Canadian Poetry, he analyzed Canadian literature in a different way and which can be considered as a starting point for modern Canadian criticism. Okay, so we can say he has played a prominent role in changing the literature of Canada into like a modern, to make the Canadian literature enter into the world of modernism. Okay, so which started with the Book of Canadian Poetry 1943, and his later anthologies included I told you he is an anthologist, so the later anthologists include The Blasted Pine, which was published in 1957, and the revised edition was published in 1967. He edited this anthology along with F.R. Scott. Along with F.R. Scott, he again edited another anthology, the Oxford Book of... The Blasted Pine edited with... Okay. He edited The Blasted Pine with F.R. Scott, and this... The Blasted Pine is a collection of Canadian satiric and invective verse. Okay, so invective means... this is the first time I'm hearing this word. Invective. Invective. Okay, wow. Okay, which has some like the language used in this must be very harsh and rough, violent. Okay, but satiric means we always know it is like kindle panni eludradhu madri. Invective means like violent or harsh. Okay, so this is a collection of Canadian satiric and invective verse, and he also has an anthology, edited an anthology, the Oxford Book of Canadian Verse in English and French, which was published in 1960. So in his own poetry, he has published some volumes: News of the Phoenix 1943, Collected Poems 1962, and Poems New and Collected. Your prescribed poem is taken from this collection, Poems New and Collected. Okay, so Smith, he displayed very beautiful craftsmanship. Careful craftsmanship means the way he penned his poems are very careful, like the words are used for sense, not for just for a beauty or anything. Everything has a meaning. Metaphysical complexity, that means it has some philosophy and everything, and it also presented a very beautiful, it also has some very beautiful presentations of Canadian landscape. So through his poems he also presented how a Canadian landscape looked like. Okay, so and it also has some philosophical quality which you can find in his poems, and in your prescribed poem too you can find this. Okay, so these are some of his famous works, and in poetry his famous works are News of the Phoenix and Other Poems, A Sort of Ecstasy, Poems New and Collected, The Classic Shade, Selected Poems, Complete Poems of A.J.M. Smith. And his non-fiction, like Our Poets, The Poetic Process, Essay for College Writing, Towards a View of Canadian Letters, On Poetry and Poets, Selected Essays of A.J.M. Smith, and Selected Writings. Okay, and this is a very brief background of our poet A.J.M. Smith. Hope you have understood, and for the next class we'll move on to the poem. I'll also send you the text, okay, original poem to you in WhatsApp. Go through it before the next class. Okay, hope you have understood everything clearly. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me through voice messages. I'll explain it to everyone on the group. Okay, yes, thank you. Hope you have understood. Thank you. So good morning, and for the last class